Did you use a bot or anything of that sort, like a power liking service, engagement groups or anything like that? If yes, you might have a little bit of a problem, but I'll tell you why in a second. Well, hello there, my friends. My name is Dominic. If you're new here, I teach mainly about social media marketing, how to build up your personal brand so that you can pretty much do whatever you want. And, if you've tried to build up your personal brand, especially on Instagram, chances are pretty high that you've come across this one or other Instagram bot, and chances are you've actually kind of used it before. On paper, this actually kind of sounds great. Basically what the bot does, it goes along, takes over your profile and kind of goes on a liking and following rampage the whole night, basically going through everything from small girls accounts to old male cross-dressers. Anyway, as time went by, more and more users started using these services, and the most popular one being Instagram. And about a year and a half ago, Instagram came along and shut down Instagram. They're like, nope, you're not allowed to do this anymore, and then they shut it down. Well, actually, never mind. This was actually more or less an official statement of Instagram saying, alright, we just don't like you using bots. That's it. We hate that. We don't tolerate that anymore in a sense. Same goes for all these other engagement groups, power liking services, for example, Fuelgram, stuff like that. And if you've actually watched my channel for quite some time now, you probably noticed I've been saying this all along, stay away from botting services, stay away from these power like services, Fuelgram, all of these things, they're just not good for your account. And I was always saying, they have some countermeasures going on, they kind of detect what's going on. They just want the real interactions, And, it turns out I was actually right, because about a month ago, I stumbled upon this one research paper done by the University of San Diego and Facebook, which is, of course, as we know, the official mother of. And this paper, of course I'll link it down below, is one of the most interesting things that I've read in my whole life. Well, and what they did, and mind you, this is officially Instagram, they infiltrated various botting services and other kinds of stuff. For example, regular botting services, what they call reciprocity abuse, and the other thing, which is called collusion networks. And if you just read about, what they call collusion networks, this is pretty much the description of, like exchange of engagement groups, pretty much the description of power liking services, right? So, both of these things are on their radar and they tried to infiltrate it. And the whole point of the study was to actually, first of all, check what's up, in the scene, what's going on. And the second thing is, how can they actually, and this is very interesting, how can Instagram actually fuck with those services? Can they do any sort of countermeasures and see how they would react? So what they did was to set up some accounts, infiltrate the whole system and kind of track for patterns. Are there some, similar kinds of IP addresses that are being used? Same data centers or, internet providers, software traces to be found. And it's just stuff like that. So they actually, in my opinion, I think they just tried to feed their AI algorithms behind this whole tracking system, but that's kind of too technical. And now comes a really interesting part, my friends. Instagram also had some special interesting ways to interact with those users and services that they were trying to infiltrate. For example, if they detected some sort of bot, let's say this user liked and followed lots of people using this service, the bot that they were tracking. For example, they liked. And Instagram, what they did not like block the action right away or like say, okay, this action is blocked or, this like is not possible. They actually reverted back to likes and follows a day later, making the bots believe and the users believe, okay, this actually worked because I did the like or the follow, but then again, just deleted it out of the system and, everyone forgot about it. And this is actually really interesting to actually kind of see how do they actually think? How does Instagram think about all these things? What are they trying to do? Now, the interesting thing about this is this whole study, it was published last month, but it's actually done in late 2017, which is about a little over a year ago. Meaning, of course, they didn't just stop, the study and we're like, all right, we know everything, that's it. I'm pretty sure there's lots of experiments going on in the background, way more than we would know. They probably even did more. So I'm sure there's lots of more things cooking behind the scenes. And maybe that's even the case why the whole engagement drama's, happening right now as we speak. Maybe, they try to penalize anyone who's affiliated in any way with these services. Or, they specifically stated in their paper, like they track for internet providers and stuff like that. Chances are pretty high that they also, penalize people who, just randomly have the same internet providers or any sort of similar measures than with those people. I mean, this is speculation. I just don't want to alarm you too much, but you never know. And actually, I believe the Instagram system is sort of deprecated, to be completely honest. Anyway, so what does this whole thing mean for us users right now? In my opinion, my friends, the botting times are over. These whole things are over. They are gone because Instagram's going after those people, those services more than ever. We can see it. We can see the measures. We can see what's happening. If you're in some sort of like exchange, if you were in some sort of like exchange, you can totally see why numbers go down, and we can track it here in our agency. Sometimes we take a look at big influencers who have been influencers all along. They did not do some sort of botting services because they told us, but they went in some sort of like exchange, like exchange or engagement groups, big engagement groups that were being not the way that they should have been. And now, of course, all of a sudden, reach is down, engagement is down, which is a bad thing. So keep away from these things, go for the real route. And if you actually want to know how to safely and securely grow 100 to 300 plus followers a day, I have a training down below in my description. You can go to the link, sign up for the free training. It's totally free. I'm gonna teach you the method right now, the safest and actually the most secret method that's out there. So go down to the description below, sign up for the free training. It's totally free, so don't worry about anything. Well, I see you in a couple of days. Lots of cool videos coming up. Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button. And that's basically it. See you in a couple of days. Bye bye.